words keep hope alive, and people gathered at a Louisville church this morning to honor the life and legacy of Reverend Jesse Jackson. The civil rights icon died at the age of 84. Wave News reporter David Mattingly finds Jackson had ties to the city dating back decades.
Myra, we encountered several people today who over the years had met Jackson personally, and we listened as he was praised as an agent of change.
I may be small, but I am. I may have made mistakes, but I am.
Jesse Jackson didn't write the words, but his voice gave them power. Through Jackson, the I Am National Black Litany became a mantra of self-value and determination. And it continues to resonate throughout the neighborhoods of Louisville.
I'm just a great scholar, a great organizational leader, one of the greatest African Americans to ever walk the face of this earth.
A brief service at Central Presbyterian Church by Simmons College honored Jackson's life and contributions to the people of Simmons, the city, and beyond.
When I woke up this morning and heard about his death, it was really sad to hear because he is our legacy. He has made a difference for the future of all Black Americans. America, not just Black Americans.
A quarter of a century ago, Jackson fought against injustice after the Louisville police killing of Desmond Rudolph. 20 years later, he spoke out again against the police killing of Breonna Taylor. Jackson's ties to Louisville ran deep, and his message never wavered.
I'm making sure that there were just laws that provided access and opportunity for all people, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of nationality, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of sexual orientation. He was a champion for the dispossessed.
And in 2020, when Louisville streets filled with demands for social justice, Jackson challenged the entire city in an editorial published by the Courier-Journal. Louisville must rise to the occasion as the model city it desires to be, Jackson said. The winds of opportunity have shown us that you never waste a good crisis.
And Jackson's influence on the city has yet to be fully measured. That's because the praise we heard today came with a message to continue Jackson's work. Reporting live, David Mattingly, Wave News.